It's not very often where I sign up for a new credit card that I feel is going to have a long-term place in my wallet. Most of the cards that I sign up for, I know they're going to be temporary. I just want the sign-up bonus. Maybe I'll use the benefits for a year, maybe 2 years at the most. And then I'm planning ultimately to downgrade. So when I find a card that I think is going to have a specific place in my wallet in perpetuity, I really get excited. So today I want to talk to you about the Alaska Airlines Credit Card. And so if you would, hit the like and subscribe button, and let me tell you about why I think this is going to be a keeper for me long term. So I just applied for and got approved for the Alaska Airlines Credit Card with Bank of America. And this card is a typical, what we call mid-tier airline card with a $95 annual fee, and it's issued by Bank of America. This is my first Bank of America card. I've never dealt with them before, just kind of getting familiar with their app and the way it all works. But the reason I'm very excited above all else is because it earns Alaska Airlines miles. Now, I don't live on the West Coast. I don't live near an Alaska hub, but I have found Alaska miles to be, from my estimation, and you can check out my video on what I think are the very best transfer partners, but to me, Alaska Airlines is the second best miles program in the game. And since I only, for the most part, use my miles for international business and first class tickets, Alaska Airlines points are worth to me over 7 cents a piece. So because I found that out, I've transferred hundreds of thousands of points with American Express with that limited time ability to do so with Hawaiian and then over to Alaska. Pretty much drained my American Express membership reward points to do that. I'm using my Bilt card on the first day of the month to get 6x on dining, buying gift certificates around town to use throughout the month. And now I'm getting this Alaska Airlines card. My bonus on this card is going to be 50,000 Alaska points, which isn't a terribly good bonus, but it also gives kind of a little extra in that I'm receiving a companion certificate on Alaska that's $99. You pay $99 in taxes and fees, so about 120 something dollars, and you get a free round trip companion certificate. It's going to be a little hard to use that because we don't live near an Alaska hub. We can get to one driving about 3 hours. So we'll figure out a way to go. My spouse has wanted to go to Alaska for a long time. So maybe we'll figure out a way to head up there for a few days and let her see that, or maybe to Hawaii or something like that. But we'll find a way to use it. To me, that's extra value. It's probably getting $350 to $400 extra out of that sign-up bonus, plus those 50,000 points. So the reason this card I think is probably going to stick around in my wallet long term is not because of the earnings. The earnings, they're okay. You get 3x on Alaska purchases. I can get more points by using my City Prestige than that, but they're not Alaska points. So that's pretty much the best I have for buying Alaska purchases, but I'm probably not going to buy many paid tickets through Alaska. So that one may not get used much. The other one is 2x on things like gas and rideshare, things like local transit. I might task this card for some of the transit costs that we have when we're traveling, with rideshares or getting subways and stuff like that. So that's probably not going to be a big spend category either. And then it's 1x everywhere else. So they're not really the best multipliers. So why would I keep this card? I have a lot better multipliers in all of those different areas. Well, what I really like about it, the reason it may stay around, is it's got a very low spend threshold for a benefit. Now, some other cards have a spend threshold that you got to hit in order to get a benefit. Like, for instance, the best known probably is the Hilton Surpass, where you spend $15,000 on the card and you get a free night certificate. That is very, very valuable. But what I like about this card is it's got a $6,000 threshold. If you spend $6,000 in a year on the card, you get Alaska's companion certificate, and that could be worth, like I said, $350, $400, $450. You do have to pay the $99 and the fee. So I'm expecting, if we like that $99 certificate, if we get good value from it, I'm thinking this might have a regular spot in my wallet, because to only spend $6,000 a year on the card, that's not going to be hard at all with extra expenses and things that I have to pay for and get reimbursed and all that kind of thing. So I think that that's probably the primary reason it's exciting me, because I like cards that, first of all, if I can transition over for a little while to my kind of general spend category, I know I won't get 2x like I do with my Blue Business Plus card with American Express to get 2x MR points, but Alaska points are more valuable overall to me than MR points. So even if I'm only getting one on general spend for that $6,000, I'm also getting something extra for it, which gives it even more value, which I would think probably matches or offsets the difference of 1 point per dollar spent that I would get with Blue Business or others might get with VentureX or something like that. So to me, that kind of gives it kind of a special place, a special superpower, so to speak, and maybe a reason to stay in my wallet. So those are the two things. First of all, the points it earns are Alaska. Alaska points are really, really hard to get, because really the only ways you're going to get them is flying on Alaska or this card, or using your built card and transferring them over. And I've already decided if I end up losing my Citi Prestige card, which gets 5x on dining, which I don't know what's going to happen. Citi may come out with their Citi Elite card, and if they do, they may force me to transition, and it may not be as good, or it may be a lot more expensive, and that would be a sad day for me. But if that happens, my plan is I'm going dining on the built card, because that dining category can be transferred over to Alaska for these super, super valuable miles. And when I say valuable, they're not just, some of you may be watching this and saying, yeah, but I don't do a lot of business class and first class international travel. I think that Alaska points are probably the best for domestic travelers too, because when I'm looking at their redemption values, I'm seeing things like sometimes 4,500 points one way for American Airlines flights. Now those are kind of shorter flights, but still they can cost $300 or 250, and so you're getting a pretty good return on your points that way. Other times you can see 7,500 points, like from where I live in the middle of the country to New York, where we often transition to be able to catch these international flights. It's like 7,500 points each one way, which is a really, really good redemption for a flight that would have been $250, $300, $350. And then to fly all the way across the country. So if you fly from, the East Coast all the way to California, then it's only 12,500. And that's the beauty of the Alaska Airlines mileage program, because Alaska still has a partner reward chart. And that is such a benefit. And not only that, they have a award chart that is priced really, really good. On some of those international flights we talked about, you can get 50,000 points in business class, 60,000 points, sometimes even down to 40,000 points in business class. I mean, it is a really, really good redemption program. So the fact that they have American as a partner, and it seems like, and this is something that's often not talked about in points and miles as much as it should be, but American's just awesome as a partner to Alaska, because American seems to open up a lot, I mean a ton of award availability to Alaska. In fact, almost every time I look, there's award availability. If I want to fly on American, I search it on American's app, and then I search over on Alaska, and almost always, now not 100% of the time, but 85 to 90% of the time, there's a flight with a good point redemption value for American Airlines on the Alaska website. And it's available. The points are 4,500, 7,500, 12,500. So I just can't speak highly enough of my opinion right now about Alaska and their miles and how much they're worth. So that's one reason, this extra bonus of only spending $6,000, getting that free companion certificate, even though it is going to take me some effort to use it, I think it's really, really gives extra power to the card. So those are the reasons why I think this new card is probably going to have a place in my wallet. If we have a good experience with that companion certificate for the long term. Do you have the card? I'd love to hear your experience with it. Is that certificate hard to use? I'm going to be figuring it out. So let me know any tips and tricks that you have with it. And are you thinking about getting this card? It wasn't hard to apply through Bank of America. It seemed like a pretty easy process, instant approval. And I'm way over 524, so maybe that will help somebody out there. But let me know what you think. And if you would, please consider our channel membership. It's only $2.99 a month, cancel anytime. I have special videos just for members only. I also do redemption videos on great business class and first class redemptions, oftentimes with Alaska. And I have a Discord channel. We have a lot of things available there, so I'd love to hear from you. Hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you here next time.